First?
Yeah? Okay. You can start.
Even though the story does not have a close ending, this could be the reason because of its unequaled fame in relation with other stories from the same author. I will be for. Who's against?
Me too.
For.
Yeah.
Why are you for?
But who's against? You.
But it depends.
Just tell us why you're for.
Because I read that in the time he wrote the story, there weren't similar stories that had this type of ending. They were all like, yeah, like, and they lived happily ever after. But he was the only author who was writing stories with an open ending, and people who know about the subject say that that is why he was recognized as one of the most important writers of the time. Yes.
Well, I think that this story is a good one because the writer didn't finish like a normal story or most of the stories. So this story doesn't have a close ending, makes the people continue thinking about what will happen after the story finished, or so the people can just take the story out of their mind and think about other things and read another stories. So this story got really famous because of this. What do you think about?
Well, what do you think about a story not having an ending, like with a conclusion?
I think that it isn't a common story because all the stories about love have happy endings. And I think that in real life, there's no happy ending. I mean, sometimes there are couples that live forever together and happy. But I think that it is more related to what happened in real life. Because sometimes you can be with a person that you love so.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Actually, that is like the purpose of this type of ending, because he said that people would find the story more familiar because it was more like a real thing.
Okay, something that I just thought of. Maybe it doesn't have an open ending. I mean, they said in the story that he finally understood that he was in love with the person. So that could be like a happy ending for him because he finally realized what love really was. And that could be something.
But despite the fact that he was finally in love, we don't know if they could finally remain together or if they went separate ways. We don't know that, so it is kind of an open ending.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think?
I don't know. But don't look at me.
You're the
Keep
only one who
talking.
hasn't.
No, keep talking. Keep talking. I'm thinking about it.
But do you consider that this is an open ending?
Yes, because we don't know what happened when he realized that he is in love with her. We just know that, and we don't know if they talked again or I don't know.
And that's what makes it so realistic. Because you never know what could happen.
Like
What is happening.
in real life, princes don't go and rescue princesses from castles and stuff. So it is like it makes people feel more maybe comfortable with the story. But you didn't understand?
No. It was something else. Yeah.
relation with other stories that he has written? Are they all open endings?
I think they are,
Yeah, they
like most of them
Most
at least.
Because you said that
So-
you read that he was famous because he
Yes.
wrote stories like this one.
and
If
it,
it
and it
had
also and it also the story this story doesn't have a conflict, and it also doesn't have a climax. So he was famous because he wrote many stories without using the typical way of narrative.
He tried to make them more realistic.
Maybe when he wrote this story, he was trying to interpret his real life.
Yeah.
So because that's because he didn't finish the story, because when he finished to write, he was still alive, so his life wasn't ending, so the story
And the
didn't
story.
finish.
That's when you're done.
What do you
So he
think?
didn't know what was gonna happen in his life, so he couldn't make a clear decision
To finish
between
the story.
right between going to the person that he loves or going back to his life.
Interesting.
Weak.
Okay.
Um,
That's all. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Me puedo poner eso en la mesa.